Posterity, the podcast with Aaron Michael Fox and Eric Crusan is starting now.
All right. Welcome back.
Welcome back. You just started.
Yeah, from the last.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The last time we were here, this for Posterity, the podcast.
Took a break for Thanksgiving, I guess.
And we took a long break for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Near 2 weeks. But this is episode 15 for Posterity, the podcast with Aaron Michael Fox and
Eric Crusan.
Yeah.
Oh, we're getting that timing down pretty good. Only took 15 episodes and extended breaks.
15. I feel like this should be some type of special episode because it's not an even number, but it's like a round number. But why do numbers that end in zeros and fives get all the credit? We should.
No, that's not true. Like your 18th birthday, that's not a 5 or a 0. 21st.
Yeah,
birthday,
but we wouldn't. We would make on episode 18. I'm guessing we'll make an aside like, oh, our podcast is old enough to drink, or
it's not.
No.
Oh, our podcast is delinquent.
our podcast is old enough to buy a Playboy now. Well, no, even still, because Playboys aren't nude anymore.
Yeah, what's up with that?
What are your thoughts? First off, I'm not in favor.
First of all, it's just another Cosmo magazine or something like that.
Yeah,
now.
I mean, it's dumb. Why?
What's the point of having a Playboy? Like, you don't even have to hide it anymore.
Yeah, I mean, you spend supposedly it's a new CEO, I guess. Obviously Hef's out, and it's not his kid or anything, is it? It's like some type
I don't know who it is, but why would you give it away to somebody who doesn't like titties?
Well, I don't think he gave it away.
You know what I mean?
I think, and it might not have been his decision. He might have just let enough shares in the company get away from him or something.
He doesn't seem like the very responsible type.
No.
Like, I've seen pictures of you, and he's been living it up for a long time now.
Yeah, he's my role model when it comes to smoking jackets and bathrobes. The satiny that tie up with a belt. I mean, nobody pulls it off like Hef. But I just saw an interview with him. I was watching the 70s over Thanksgiving with my parents. The 70s on the History Channel. Have you seen any of the decade shows?
Nah.
But it was...
I don't watch the History Channel. Are you kidding me?
They were on... It was...
I don't know a lot of black people that watch the History Channel.
There hasn't been a sound all night. We were just talking as soon as we started recording is when everybody would come out. So there's our motorcycle.
Wow. It's been The Walking Dead right up until we started recording.
Yeah. The quietest Saturday night. But no, this episode was on the women's liberation movement of the 70s, the Equal Rights Act and whatnot. And there was an interview with Hef and I can't remember specifically two leaders of the women's lib movement on the Johnny Carson show. But I mean, I gotta be honest. I didn't see it. He never said anything that I found offensive. I mean, the women were really going at him. And he referred to them as girls, and they said, we're women. And he said, well, I mean, he's like, I say girls and boys. And they're like, well, you should stop that.
What? That's stupid.
I mean, to me, that is endearing. It's like when I refer to a city, when somebody says New York City and they say it's a hell of a town, it's folksy, it's endearing. I mean, when you're calling a woman a girl or a man a boy, it's, that's my boy, that's my girl,
it's more of a compliment than anything.
And, Dad was saying, during that time, because Dad was already teaching college at this point, and he's talking about during this time, you would hold the door open for a woman, and then she would go through the other door. She would ignore you and open the other door.
But then you say bitch and you're out of line.
Yeah, I don't this. That to me is the root of quote unquote militant feminism that to me has done more harm than good.
But then they'll turn around and say chivalry is dead.
Yeah.
Like, bitch, I was just holding the door for you.
Yeah. We live in a world now where I've been taught by my mother to open doors for women.
Yeah, sounds the same thing.
And Mom had a very, it's looking back, it's a rather humorous way of doing it. Like, we're going into the door of Sears or whatever. I opened the door to go in, and Mom would just stand on the outside. And she'd just stop. And, I'd turn around, where's Mom? And I'd look back, and she's going, I'm waiting for you to open the door for me.
Good for your mom.
And I'd come back out and open the door, and she would go through it. And it only took 2 or 3 times, and I learned it. And now we live in a world where I've been taught that's the chivalrous thing to do by my mother, but I might hold the door open for a woman who takes it as me saying that she's not strong enough to open the door for herself and needs me in the balls.
You're just looking for a fight at that point.
Yeah, and to me, doing more harm than good.
You're trying to be nice. You can't even be nice these days because people take it as you're offending. Everybody's offended by everything.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm officially saying it. I'm done with PC culture now. Like, I'm going to do my best to not use offensive language to purposefully hurt people.
Oh, you're on your own there.
I'm sick.
Not on board.
I am sick of dancing around the preferred term of this or the preferred way of saying that. I'm sick of it. That's the one thing that I'll give Donald Trump for. I'm sick of dancing on eggshells all the time to be able to say something that is not mean-spirited.
But that's just taking the fun out of stuff.
Like, my whole thing is that you can't hold ignorance against somebody.
The fuck you can't.
If they want to know, there's a difference between meanness and ignorance. If somebody just doesn't know, then you can't, to me, hold that against them. If they have the opportunity to know, or if they've been told and they just ignore it because they don't want to know, then that's a little different.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I was going for, actually. I guess that makes sense.
But it happens a lot of times on social media where someone will ask a question and everyone will just flip out about it. Just like us asking an honest question of why isn't it okay to say girls and boys instead of men and women? And then people will fly off, you ignorant whatever. Why can't we ask that question? Why is it now wrong to not know everything?
That's I don't know. That's a good question. I'm just fed up with people in general. That's what it boils down to. That's what it boils down. I'm tired of all the fucking people just upset about every little thing. And then if I say something and all of a sudden I'm an asshole because I don't have the same views as everybody else, then it's frustrating.
Like, that's what I mean about like the dancing on eggshells PC culture.
And I don't do that. Maybe I should start doing that.
It won't make any difference. It won't. The more
I think it'll just make me hate myself.
The more that you try to capitulate to people, the more that they will just take a fine-tooth comb to everything.
I'm not capitulating to shit. Mostly because I don't want to say that word ever again. That word sounds not friendly.
You can always tell it's earlier in the podcast. The words are much longer. There's more syllables at the beginning of the episode.
Capitulate.
By the end, capitulate.
Yeah, at the end it was like, fuck 'em. I ain't saying shit.
So, feminists, we want to hear your thoughts on this, militant and non-militant feminists. So write into the show, care of Gary Minky for Posterity, the podcast.
This will be the one time it works. You set this up.
I don't even know how to set this up. This is yet another racial topic. This is amazing. I had a meeting. I told you this. I had a meeting Wednesday with a local TV producer.
Oh yeah. How'd that go?
The conversation opened with, so I've listened to a few episodes of your podcast.
Oh, look at the time. I have to go now immediately.
And my answer was, oh God, I hope you didn't listen to the nigger episode.
Which one?
Yeah, I mean, and that's what I thought. We talked.
Oh God!
There's not even
I remember
just
this
one.
now.
There's not even just one. They're almost all the nigger episode.
But
In every episode, we somehow.
But it's such a prominent thing. Like nothing. They say it's changed since the '60s and the '50s. Nothing has really changed from the '50s and the '60s. Racially.
Yeah, we lost the R.
Yeah,
at the end.
Yeah, you don't. Let's compromise.
And still, I've kind of wondered about that. That basically, how does an accent make you racist or not racist? Because that's basically how the pronunciation has changed.
No, there's a distinct difference between nigga and nigger.
Yeah, but you don't think nigga is like a evolved northern, like Chicago,
No, because it's
New York?
clearly an A at the end. It's nigga.
Now.
It's not nigger. You know?
I'm saying
it's almost to the point that they would just roll the R's like Spanish people, like nigger.
Okay, all right. My first time... Oh, boy.
Wow, that was epic.
That's the Yingling Black and Tan right there. My first time on my own in New York City doing stand-up. It's the night before, I think I'm playing Caroline's. It doesn't matter. But I'm staying in Jersey City, and it's like 9:30. I got there earlier than I expected to. I'm in freaking Jersey City. What am I going to do? Everything I want is on the other side of the river. So I'm like, what the heck? I'm going to go get on the bus. I know what my bus stop is. So I'm just going to get on the bus, go over to Manhattan, and just kind of ride the loop around. And this is how naive I am. This is New York City. And I'm thinking, I'll just ride the loop. But I get on, and bus driver's local, obviously from Jersey. And he's nice enough to let me ride up front and just kind of chat with him. Like, he immediately recognizes my accent as being not New York. So we're just kind of, there's nobody on the bus. There's a person every now and then that pops on, but it's basically just the two of us riding around. And he proceeds to give me the racial breakdown of New York. Like, he's going, all right, first off, let me tell you. Don't tell anybody that you just got here, all right? As soon as they think that you're not local, they're gonna take advantage of you, all right? So you keep your eyes down. You say, yeah. You don't look up. You don't look at anything. You don't look impressed at anything. Everything bores you, all right? Don't act like you've seen all this before.
Don't act like you just took advice from a bus driver.
Yeah. And then he goes, he starts. I tell you about the niggas, all right? Now. He goes, honest to God, you can't trust the niggas for anything. They're gonna screw you. They're gonna scam you with everything. And he goes,
that was so fucked up.
And then he goes, all right, now I'll tell you about the fucking Mexicans. The Mexicans are all right, but most of them haven't been in the country long enough to know what the hell's going on anyway. If they even speak English, they're not even gonna know which direction is north. He goes, now I tell you.
There's a reason this guy doesn't give guided tours.
And he goes, I'll tell you about the fucking Arabs now. Now, they're crooked as they come. Now, every one of them's got more money than God, and they're all going to be out to scam you. They're going to take anything that you got. You find an Arab that's running a parking garage, you ask him for a receipt, because I guarantee he's going to triple charge you. And
oh, my God.
And the whole time, first off, I'm trying not to laugh, as he's just nailing everybody. And then what I'm thinking is this whole thing is only funny because of his Jersey accent. That if this was a guy from Georgia, if we were in Atlanta getting this same tirade, I'd be calling the the poverty center or the terrorists going, this guy needs to be on a watch list.
It's the accent did it.
But the fact that
it's okay.
But he's got this Jersey accent.
But it's okay because he's an idiot.
It's like warm, fuzzy, charming.
It's
like,
charming.
It's part of the New York experience. I'll tell you about the niggas now. They're all. It's just.
There's nothing right about that. This is why Time Magazine is able to have a cover that says 1965. What's different than that? And it's the same. You can't tell what the year the picture is from.
It's New York City, so it's all right.
No! No, it's not all right.
That's what I'm saying, though. It would be horrifying in Atlanta.
It's horrifying in fucking New York. You're just so used to it.
It's just,
you just went along with it like, oh yeah, you're completely right about the niggers.
He was very charming, and he did make a convincing argument.
Let me tell you about the niggers. You're like, hell yeah, fist bump, nigga.
He made a convincing argument, and I did ask for a receipt from every parking garage. For the record, in the last 6-minute segment, we said nigger 14 times.
Yeah, but don't let that, that's not a reflection of, don't take that in, what am I trying to say?
I know I'm leading the count on that segment, too.
Yeah, you definitely went, you went old school West Virginian on that one.
It was all quoted to my bus driver from New Jersey.
Josh McDonald has been trying to get me to come to New York for so long now, and every time you tell a story like that, it makes me not want to go.
I think it was on the episode that Josh gave us our history lesson about New York being a hotbed of Confederate activity.
Yeah.
During the Civil War. And maybe still, probably. I mean, that's where Fox News is.
That doesn't mean anything. I don't know. I want to go to New York really bad. But at the same time...
You've been, right?
No, I've never been.
Never?
Never been up there.
Oh, man. We got to take a vacation together. For clarification at the beginning of the episode, when we said we took a Thanksgiving break, we didn't go to the beach together and comb our toes through the sand.
It wasn't romantic or anything. He kept his clothes on. No, I went to South Carolina. He went to the fucking hills.
Yeah, the mountains. I like the mountain sounds more romantical.
Yeah, when you're with your parents, I can see where you can think that.
The hills is
You ever see Wrong Turn?
Yeah, that's like Mississippi, parts of Kentucky, West Virginia. But I'm from we call it the Highlands. That's the new term. The Highlands.
Where
of
did
West
that come
Virginia.
from? You just made that up?
No, the tourism board came up with that.
Did they retire this Wrong Turn shit? We gotta change this.
Apparently, yeah. The I-64 between Charleston and Huntington is the Metro Valley now. If you haven't heard that one.
Metro Valley.
Yeah, it's the Metro Valley.
All right.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
And south of us is Hatfield McCoy territory, or the Hatfield McCoy Hills, I think it's called.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
That's a dumb thing to name something. So what?
Two
families fought each other.
And the McCoys aren't even West Virginians. That was the whole thing. It should be just Hatfield country.
It shouldn't be.
Because the McCoys are on the
it shouldn't be Hatfield country either. There's no point in that.
But I'm saying, if the whole thing is West Virginia tourism, it should be like the Hatfield side on the West Virginia side of the line, and McCoy country on the Kentucky side.
Why is that a big deal?
I don't really. it kind of really...
No, they made a miniseries. And
Yeah,
Kevin, and Kevin Costner starred in it, so it must have been...
That's when it became... And they shot it in, like, Slovenia or somewhere.
They have the decency to shoot it here.
Yeah, it doesn't look anything like West Virginia. There, just some old decrepit white guy on a bicycle with a bowler hat riding along in the distance. Like, that's Russia. That's not West Virginia.
I mean, it happened, but why is that a part of history?
To me, it's the perfect example of Americans who won't let something go. That's the lesson to be learned.
Or Americans.
Yeah.
You could just say Americans, because they don't let anything go.
Yeah.
Ever.
Ever. It's not letting anything go.
It's not that big of a deal, though.
Well, it started over not that big of a deal.
It's still not that big of a deal. I don't know how to break this to you.
It started over... Well, I mean, a bunch of people died over it, so, I mean, it's kind of the big deal on that. But it was a big deal as soon as the New York media picked it up. And
but why
why
did they care what two families were getting into?
Because it's the same reason now white people like rap music, like this foreign inner city.
Whoa!
It's so dangerous.
You're going to have to explain this one.
It's so dangerous in the inner city. So it's fun to watch from the outside.
In case you're having trouble following us here, this is what just happened. We just went from Hatfield and McCoys to why white people love hip-hop music.
Yes.
So stay with us.
What I'm saying is, for outsiders, whether it's feuding hillbillies or feuding niggas, it's the same. It's the same.
No.
Low class, from the New York, LA, from the media perspective, the lower class, working class, the poor Americans fighting it out over the silly things that matter to poor Americans.
So by this logic, West Virginia was like South Central.
Yeah. Yes. Perfect. The Hatfields and McCoys were the Crips and the Bloods of the late 1800s, early 1900s.
Cruising down the street, my six.
Shooting at McCoys from my front porch. Tried to steal my pig. And
God, dude. And they all died of AIDS.
Okay, so for posterity, we're documenting the things of the week that have happened. This time we got 2 weeks since we've been off. Of course, these 2 weeks have been dominated by Donald Trump.
They're always dominated by Donald Trump.
Honestly, since we've been recording this podcast, it's been a lot about Donald Trump. So I want to know what your thoughts on the scandal with Trump. I don't know what I said.
Oh, making fun of the handicapped guy?
Yeah. What's?
Did you see that they released a video of handicapped people making fun of Donald Trump?
No.
So now it's even. Like, handicapped people have stooped to Donald Trump level.
Are they?
And did the same thing.
Are they in wigs? And
this is random. This is
okay.
Yeah,
because I'm envisioning. You
should look it up.
I'm envisioning like a South Park.
It's almost that funny.
Like Jimmy and Timmy are in.
It's just
Donald
more funny
Trump
to me
wigs.
than the fact that the disabled people have stooped to the level of Donald Trump. These are the same people that say, don't treat me any different. And then they go and do the same shit to one-up this idiot. So here's something completely unnecessary in today's society. A&E Networks is remaking Roots.
Roots?
Roots. Like Alex Haley's Roots.
Kunta
Kinte, John
Roots.
Amos, Roots.
But
starring T.I. What could that possibly do? Well, first of all,
who's playing Jordy's part is what I want to know.
I have to look it up. But there's no... I mean, there's big names attached to it, but...
Of course there would be. But didn't Oprah make the first one, or was it Oprah somehow...
No.
Was she
wasn't a thing then. It was like 76, the year I was born.
No.
Roots was written the year I was born in '76. The movie, the miniseries was made the following year in '77.
No,
I was a year old when Roots came out.
No way.
Yes.
Because I remember when it was like a weekly thing on TBS.
It has to be because that's how long it is. But there's no reason for a remake. Like there was nothing wrong with the old Roots. Why do they need to remake Roots with rappers when there's nothing wrong with John Amos Roots and O.J. Simpson? There's nothing wrong. Like there's nothing wrong with John Amos, O.J. Simpson Roots. Why are they remaking T.I. Forrest Whitaker Roots? That's not necessary.
What I want to know is it's not like Star Wars. Like
we've already compared Hatfields and McCoys to gangster rap. We might as well compare Roots to Star Wars.
I mean, it's not like there's a lot of technological advances in film.
What's your name, boy?
Your name is R2D2. Kunta Kinte.
Your name is Luke.
Beep boop boop beep 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 boop. Your name.
That's what there's nothing they can add to Roots. Like there's no modernizing Roots. Like there's nothing wrong with the
what
old.
I'm wondering. I mean, are they green screening it? Are they adding a Jar Jar Binks character?
Jar Jar Binks. That's what T.I. is. He's the Jar Jar Binks of the Negroes.
Misa
going to make something of himself. Misa's going to fight the Confederacy. Whatever, T.I.
Misa don't want whip no more.
Whatever. Trap music. Nobody gives a shit.
Are they going to auto-tune him?
That's so fucked up. Well, what do they? You can't modernize it. What, are you going to make it more violent? Like it wasn't violent enough?
Probably, yeah.
There's no point in that.
But, I mean...
Like, people walk down a Passion of the Christ for a reason.
That's what it's going to be.
Like, we get it.
That's what it's going to be.
Roots is already, we get it.
That's what it's... That's absolutely...
I come from a very biracial family. Every aunt and uncle... Yes. And they're all like, please... I know Roots is coming on this year. Please don't watch Roots. I love you. It's not... Every time you watch Roots, we have family problems. Could you not just...
There's a domestic violence call
like I said,
every
Here's
year.
the thing. Black people, straight black people, black mother, black father, black families love when Roots comes on because they can gather half black and half white families. It's divided. Like, can we just watch a Pixar movie?
Let's watch Pocahontas because the Indians aren't around
Can
anymore.
we not watch Roots? Can we watch American Sniper or Hurt Locker or something like that?
American Sniper.
I'm sorry. Every time this happens, we talk divorce. That's a legitimate thing in biracial families. When Roots comes on?
Can we watch Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and pretend everything's cool?
It's like every time... this is a true story, and I'll probably get in trouble for saying this. My uncle literally asked my aunt to not watch 12 Years a Slave when it came out. Just promise me you won't watch that.
History's not on my side.
But if you do, I'm Brad Pitt. I feel like we can't at least end the show with the death of... Way to downplay the death of Scot Weiland with a belt.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm trying to be serious.
Sorry.
So Scot Weiland died. Nobody's surprised.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Right.
But I don't know how I feel about it. I feel about the same way I feel as when Philip Seymour Hoffman died. Because it was the heroin.
Wow. Okay.
Like,
So,
it's a great, somebody who did great things. Like,
we've compared Roots to Star Wars. We've compared the Hatfields and McCoys to the Crips and the Bloods. And now we've compared Scot Weiland to Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yes.
Okay.
That's right up there with comparing Nicolas Cage to Daniel Day-Lewis.
And T.I. to Jar Jar Binks. Rest in peace,
God.
Scott.
All right. Were you? Of course, you're not shocked by the death of Scot Weiland.
No, I don't think anybody is really shocked.
Did you listen to a lot of Stone Temple Pilots or Velvet Revolver?
A little, like a few songs here and there. Like I'm gonna say 8 to 10 songs between both ventures.
See, I didn't realize I listened to as much as I did until I went back and listened after he died for whatever reason. But I also, after listening to it again, after all these years, realized that he is the reason that I hate what they call rock now. Like people trying to emulate him when he first started, like Nickelback.
Oh, geez, that's the first thing I was thinking of. Is
that they all try to do that voice?
Yeah, like Eddie Vedder gets credit for it now, but
no, that's.
Well, I mean, a lot of people. They say it's like they're impersonating Eddie Vedder, but it's actually Scot Weiland, is what I mean.
I think they're two different people. That doesn't count. I would say more Scot Weiland and fucking Alice in Chains guy.
Oh,
Staley. Like, oh my God, why is this fucking...
Neither of us are good on the spot. Where's Bryce?
Yeah, what the fuck is Bryce?
Where's our fact checker?
Anyway, he's dead too, so... He's been replaced by a black man because America. So why not? But anyway, those two I saw more similar than Eddie Vedder and Scot Weiland. What the fuck is his name? Why is this bothering me so? We have to cut this because I feel like an idiot. Fucking Lane Staley because I feel like an idiot. Anyway, I compare him to Scot Weiland more than I do Eddie Vedder.
Okay, yeah. Okay. So
like I said, they're both dead.
This is the greatest eulogy to Scot Weiland you will hear on the internet.
Sadly.
Guaranteed.
Scott, congratulations on fulfilling your prophecy.
And the people wooing in the background totally completes it.
I'm not sad that I'm not sad that he's dead. I'm more upset. Like, I was upset when Philip Seymour Hoffman died because he had, he could have done a lot more before heroin took over.
Right.
And I feel the same way about Scott. But he was like, I'm clean for so long. And then, they found him dead on a tour bus.
Personally, my feelings on Scot Weiland dying are about like if Rob Zombie died. To me, he died in the late 90s. So...
Rob Zombie died right after the Dracula video.
Right before.
No, because that put him into the spotlight. Before then, it was White Zombie and nobody but you and like 8 other people gave a shit.
Yeah, like I said, he died in the late 90s.
Is it concerning to you at all that Dracula and Living Dead Girl is the same song?
It does. That's why I wish he died before he made that one.
But then we wouldn't have the awesome movies. The 2 mediocre movies, I should say.
Okay, like I said, I wish he'd have died in the late 90s. Rest in peace, Rob Zombie.
Dracula!
Scot Weiland, you'll be missed by Eric.